Welcome from Barcelona, where we're here with Cat and the S60, one of the world's first smartphones that has a heat censoring camera built in. That sounds quite interesting, and it is. Let me show you that in a second. Thanks to Flir, which we already have seen as a case manufacturer for Apple. They were quite successful, and now they're even more successful. Will be more successful here with Cat, since Cat built a complete phone with the latest Android hardware and the best hardware, or really good hardware for a rugged phone here in this S60. So it's obviously not that thin, since it's completely rugged. This is not only waterproof IP68, but also up to 5 meters waterproof, thanks to the technology that you can actually close up here the microphone and the speaker here on the top by just, for example, doing this here. So you can see that you have to flip these little switches from 2 meters to 5 meters to really seal off the microphone and the speaker, otherwise it wouldn't work. So if you go really deep underwater, that is quite interesting. And also on the back you have completely sealed up the dual SIM and the micro SD, so you can see we have a micro SD and then we have dual nano SIM card slots here for dual LTE usage. So that's also really great here of the Cat S60. Otherwise we have obviously NFC built in, a really huge battery, 3,800 milliamps on a 4.7 inch screen, which is really a lot. The HD screen is also sharp enough for regular everyday use. But let's go more around the hardware around the device. So we have headset jack, obviously micro USB for charging. You have an SOS button, so if you press this one you can set up to 5 contacts that will be contacted by SMS, text message. It will call maybe somebody, and this button is there for custom applications. So if you press the button you can start up the Flir camera. If you press the button you can start up your email application or anything else that you want to do. 5 megapixel camera on the front, 30 megapixel camera on the back, with a flashlight for everyday scenarios. And this is actually a dual flash camera. And otherwise there's not much else to say, except for we have Gorilla Glass 4 built in, so it's obviously also rugged from the front on the glass and scratch proof a little bit. 3 gigs of RAM and 30 gigs of internal memory that can be expanded. So let me start up the Flir camera, because it will take a second to start up since it's a pre-production device. The final model will come out in May or Q2 for 360 or 650 US dollars, which is, if you think about it, quite cheap for a heat censoring smartphone, or a heat censoring device. Since usually those cost multiple thousand US dollars. So you can see here the Flir camera start up, and we have a few people here in the background moving around. Here we have a cage, and we have here a few other smartphones, but let's just take my hand for example. If I put that down on the table, you will see that, for example, that's around about 30 degrees, but you can set up which degrees you want to see actually. And if I move away my hand, you will see that I left an image there actually, since obviously I heated up the table a little bit, and you can see that's around about 17 degrees, and it goes down after a while since obviously it cools off. But you can also set up here the temperature at which you want to see everything, and you have obviously a few modes. For example, you can use time-lapse mode to track if somebody is walking through the picture with a certain amount of heat giving off. So, and then it will only take then a picture. But let's just go back here, and you can also see that we can obviously choose different coloring to see even better hot or cold things on your house. For example, if you have vineyard, you can also use this to check if your wine grapes are already vital for taking them off the branches. Also for medical applications, quite interesting. If somebody is sick, like I am right now, for example, you will see right away at the nose, for example, if what temperature it has and where the problem is with the person, or if there is an accident or anything like that. You can see where people survived and so on. So there's quite a lot of applications that you should take a picture actually, which is also possible. You can see where the hottest and the coolest places, and you can just really check everything that you want to do, and it will be saved on the phone, and you can share it quite easily. And you can also see the picture before and after, so it's quite interesting to see the real picture and the Flir picture here with this device. So this was a really short hands-on with the Cat S60, which is a premium rugged smartphone with here obviously a heat censoring camera built in for a cheap price, with huge battery and so on and so on. You have here heard everything that I had to say. Thank you much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Balazs, and until next time, please tune in again, and we will have a full review of this beautiful Cat S60.